As we began to think about awakening and all of the ways that we might come in on it to reflect together, maybe it's because I'm contrary, but I immediately started to think about sleeping. I don't know about you, but I love sleeping. I love my pillows, I love my sheets, I love my blankets, I love my mattress. I love the end of the day when I can finally lie down and go to sleep. And in the morning, I also love awakening, again, after a good night's sleep. Both of them need each other. And when we talk spiritually about awakening, we're thinking about bringing to mind, to consciousness, bringing into everyday reality some of the invisible parts of ourselves and of the world around us, awakening to the interconnectedness, awakening to the big ocean that we all swim in. Sometimes we feel like we live in puddles, tiny isolated puddles. And awakening, I think, fundamentally is coming to know, oh, no, this puddle is part of a giant ocean. Sometimes when I wake up from a powerful dream, I'm disoriented about where I am. Am I asleep or awake? I remember years ago reading a Taoist poem about a man who fell asleep and dreamt he was a butterfly. And when he woke up, he said, am I a man who dreamed I was a butterfly and am now awake? Or am I a butterfly who dreamed I was a man and I'm now asleep? Sleeping and waking and dreaming, I don't think they're really that you can cut one off and begin again. If you look online, which I have, you can see that literally thousands of inventions and works of art and music and painting were inspired by dreams, came through first as a dream, and then the dreamer put them into the world. And not just works of art, but I was really moved by the number of mathematicians and scientists who attribute their breakthroughs to dreams. And so what are we awakening when we carry the dreaming world and we bring it into the world? Some people would say we're delving into the unconscious mind and making it conscious as we remember dreams and bring them forward. They say everyone dreams, we just don't all remember them. I've been thinking a lot about dreams because at CLF we've been training in dream group facilitators to do online dream group facilitation. Dr. Jeremy Taylor, a UU minister who's also led dream work for 35 years and is just a very well-respected pioneer and has written a number of books about it. Anyway, Jeremy very kindly suggested that he work with CLF as a teaching ground for these facilitators. And what we're hoping will happen next is that many of you and all of us will begin getting into dream groups as a spiritual practice, seeing how our dreams can bring more of who we are into the world when we awaken and look at them. Jeremy Taylor says the word unconscious does not seem adequate really to describe what he sees dreams bringing, where they come from. He calls it not yet ripe speech. He says that dreams can articulate for us what we can't yet know in our conscious minds. And that is what so many scientists and mathematicians and poets say when you look at it. I love this old poem by Lord Byron. Apparently this was one of Abraham Lincoln's favorite poems. Abraham Lincoln, who was very into dreams, and who, according to the internet and several books it's quoting, dreamt of his own assassination before he was assassinated and dreamt of the mourning nation. But apparently he knew a lot of poetry by heart, including this one. Sleep hath its own world, a boundary between the things misnamed death and existence. Sleep hath its own world and a wide realm of wild reality. And dreams in their development have breath and tears and tortures and the touch of joy. They leave a weight upon our waking thoughts. They take a weight from off-waking toils. they do divide our being. I believe that in this community there is room for dreams as well as waking visions. And as we reflect on all of the ways that we come to awakening, and there are so many spiritual practices that are all about waking up, holding our dreams and sharing our dreams with each other is one of them. In Jeremy Taylor's dream group, the most interesting thing to me is that once a person articulates a dream, everyone gets to claim that dream as if it were their own. In other words, there's no separation between a particular person having a dream and everyone in the circle making their own meaning of that dream for their own lives. Now, while the same dream might mean something very different to the different people in the circle, still, every word of sharing about the dream begins with the person saying, if that were my dream, because Jeremy Taylor believes that we're all projecting meaning into what other people say and do all the time. And so claiming that and naming that gives us our own bridge to awakening from anyone's dream. So I hope that this community becomes one where we can share dreams. I hope that many of you will consider joining a dreaming group, and we'll be sharing about how you can do that after the service. And I hope that you'll think about your own dreams and what they might tell you about your life's purpose here. Dreams speak what we don't know how to speak, language that's not yet ripe. And awakening is all about the buds that come up through the earth, through the gook, through the winter, the seeds that grow. So instead of saying, I don't dream, or I just remember tiny, insignificant, mundane things, they don't mean anything, trust that every snippet, every tiny bit that does come to you has come for a reason. And look for the gift in that. See if there's a bit of awakening in that. Whether or not dreams are a way that you want to explore further awakening, I hope that you will find a path, a spiritual practice, a daily practice that honors the parts of you that are not yet ripe for speaking and allows you to bring those gifts into the world.